Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Hollywood Live. It is 2025, and guess what? We're going to keep Black history alive. Yes, we are this year. Starting out with some very, very special and important guests. My guests today continue to elevate the stories of the Black Western cowboys and cowgirls. Please help me welcome Valerie Howard-Cunningham, who is actually CEO of the Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo. And of course, none other than Glynn Turman, who is the most prolific actor, writer, director of our time. I mean, you cannot, you and Sam Jackson, honey, every time you turn on TV, it's either you or Sam. Welcome, both of you, to Hollywood Live.
Well, good to see you. Good to be with you, Tanya.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, both of you. Now, Bill Pickett Rodeo is celebrating 40 years of the Invitational Rodeo. Of course, Bill Pickett has a long story of himself, but the 40 years of this rodeo where you guys have been going around the country and telling these stories and riding and doing these shows and competitions, why is it so important to keep this going and keep it alive today?
Well, Tanya, if I can say, this year we're actually celebrating our 41st anniversary.
There you go. Okay.
The reason it is important to me, my deceased husband, Lou Bassan, who was the founder of the Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo, created this rodeo after he had gone to Cheyenne, Wyoming, to the grandfather of rodeos, and he didn't see anybody that looked like him. So he came back and did his research and found out that there were thousands of Black cowboys and cowgirls all over the United States, but they were not given the platform to perform on or showcase their skills. So he said at that time, and that was in 1977, I am going to create a Black African-American Rodeo Association. And he did. And in 1984 was the first rodeo. He passed away in 2015. And since then, we have kept the legacy alive by expanding the number of shows that we do across the country. We have a residency in Fort Worth, Texas, where we go 4 times a year, which is where we entertain international crowds. So it is important for us to connect with the community, educate them about the roles of Black cowboys and cowgirls in the development of the West, and let them see that Black cowboys and cowgirls do exist. They are real.
Well, they really are. I mean, we can look at Glynn Turman. I've got to tell you, I came out to LA 30 plus years ago to build BET's West Coast operation. One of the first people on the show, first 2 people, Glynn Turman and Reggie Dorsey. And we were talking about the rodeo then, because I'm like, okay, how does a guy from New York end up being a cowboy? Glynn.
Well, just desire. You know, you can do what you set your mind to. And somehow the great creator will make a way. I had always wanted to be a cowboy growing up in New York as a youngster in Harlem, and always had that dream, you know. Back then, kids wanted to be cowboys. It was a heroic kind of a position to be in. Okay. And but never did I think that I would be a part of a Black cowboy organization, and had to learn so much to learn about Bill Pickett and all of the other different cowboys, Nat Love, history of Black cowboys and cowgirls, Stagecoach Mary, you know. And that made it even more imperative for me to become a part of this community and tell the story of this great legacy that we have. And the Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo was the perfect venue for me to exercise that desire, you know. And I've been with Valeria and her Bill Pickett family ever since, you know.
Well, what people
40 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say this was like 30 some years ago, and y'all were riding. I mean, okay, you may see Glynn on TV and doing all these fabulous things. You need to see him ride a horse, okay? Because this brother is serious. You rope, you do. I mean, it's like really the Wild West, which was so important. You know, 5,000 between I think 1860 and 1880, there were 5,000 Black cowboys and cowgirls building where we now live. You know, we don't give our folks credit for that, but they did. I have to give Beyonce credit because she's kind of reintroduced, you know, with I mean, you gotta give Bay a little credit. You know?
No, we're very thankful for Beyonce and her country album, because what she did was only increase the awareness of the Western culture. She brought a focus back on it. You know, I say we create everything and everybody takes it away. And all the conversation about, you know, she's not country. Well, she is country. We all are country. We started country, and she's just elevated people's awareness, and they want to be more involved. So we support her, and we are thankful for the focus that she's given on it.
Yeah,
she 100%. You know, I was fortunate enough to know country singer Charlie Pride. And Charlie Pride was, if you know anything about country, and you know who Charlie Pride is, and all those who claiming that, you know, we don't belong in country music. And so Ray Charles was country, you know, so Bo Diddley was country and rock and roll. So, you know, what this young lady is doing, and I'm proud to call her friend, and so proud of what she has contributed in terms of being true to her roots, because she's a country girl from Houston, Texas. You know, they don't get no more country than that.
Hello, thank you.
They don't get no more cowboy than that.
No.
So that she supports the Pickett Rodeo, that she has made an awareness that there's a place that we have established in this culture, and that she has put both boots on the ground, literally boots on the ground, in terms of getting that message across. But what's more important is that I'm so proud of Valeria there, who has held the Bill Pickett Rodeo up all of these years, so that not only we as Blacks can see ourselves, but the entire world can see who we are. We are now on the what's that, RFD station, you know. So we were televised for the first time. The first time that a Black rodeo has been televised.
Wow.
You know? And Valeria and her wonderful team, Margot and all of them, you know, Cynthia, they are all responsible for bringing this to the forefront.
Right. Now, Glynn, how many horses? I know you and your wife, Joanne, who's actually one of my good buddies. How many horses do you guys have? And I have to ask if everything is safe, because, you know, we've been through horrible wildfires out here. So how are you and the horses, and how many do you have, and how does that all work out? And I know you've had programs for kids too, to be involved in this.
Yeah, well, you were there pretty much at the beginning of Camp Giddy Up, you know, which we started as a result of a promise to Miss Coretta Scott King back in the 90s. We started Camp Giddy Up, and the grand prize being taking all the kids from the Camp Giddy Up to the Bill Pickett Rodeo, so that they could see what they were learning put into practice for real, you know. And so we had a wonderful working relationship in that regard. But our horses are fine, the ranch is fine. 2 years ago, we had to evacuate because of the fires in the Los Angeles National Forest, which is where our camp is located. And so we did. I had to pack the horses up and pack stuff up and get out of there, literally. Had to get out. Luckily, nothing was burned down, but it was too hot for comfort. This time, it was in our area, which is the Lake Hughes area, but it wasn't in our direct vicinity.
Good.
So we did not have to evacuate. And I was able to continue without my team of cowboys and cowgirls to assist in finding places for horses that had been pulled out of the fire from ranches that have been burned down,
Wow.
and finding a place to locate them, and finding feed for them, and finding all the necessities that their owners needed to relocate and reconnect with their livestock.
Yeah.
So we've been busy on that at that end, and trying to do what we can to make things more livable and
Right.
for those people who are in those conditions.
I know it's been unbelievable, but not to go off on that. I want to know, you guys are on tour with the rodeo. You had, I think, 10 successful tours last year in 2024. Now we're 2024. So what's up for the Bill Pickett Invitational for 2025? What kinds of, and I know you have really great competitions. I think we're going to add some of that video to this piece so people can actually see what you do as well.
Well, this year, actually, we started our season on Monday, this past Monday in Denver, Colorado, at the National Western Stock Show. We always do what we call the Martin Luther King Jr. African American Rodeo of Heritage in January. So we just did that, performed to over 6,000 people. And we will be in Fort Worth, Texas in February for Black History Month. We'll be back in Fort Worth in May and June. In April, we'll be in Memphis, Tennessee. Then we go to the West Coast. We'll be in Oakland, California, and then Los Angeles, City of Industry in July. Then we come back south to Atlanta in August, and we go back to Fort Worth in August, and then we finalize our year in Washington, D.C. with our National Finals Championship Rodeo, where we crown our 2025 champions.
Wow.
So you can see it's a lot of miles, a lot of road, but the cowboys and cowgirls are so committed, and they're committed because it is our responsibility to educate our communities and show our younger generations that Black cowboys and cowgirls are for real.
Yeah.
And if I could just share a quick story, it was in Memphis, Tennessee. A little 7-year-old boy walked into the arena, and he was complaining, the smell and everything, but he walked up, he kept walking up, and he saw the Black cowboys and cowgirls, and he stopped in his track, put his little hands on his hips, and he said, "Oh my God, I can't believe this. Black cowboys and cowgirls are real." And I sat there and heard this and saw this, and tears just came down. And that's what Bill Pickett is about, lifting up our communities, educating them, and taking pride in showcasing our Black cowboys and cowgirls.
And like I said, they are serious. Some of the competitions that you have are like the ranch bronc riding, steer wrestling, ladies steer wrestling, roping, breakaway roping. I mean, I'm just sort of naming some of the competitions. This is like amazing. And then when you see this in action, and I've seen it up close, it takes your breath away. It does take your breath away. And it scares the heck out of me, but
well, Tanya, we have 5 generations of people competing in the rodeo. We have kids as young as 4 years old that compete, and then we have adults that are in their 60s that compete. So families have brought their families up on the Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo. And that is something to be have adults that said, because we're keeping our kids off the street. We're teaching them about horses and the love of horses and animals. And it's just, I don't know how to describe it. Glynn, you can help me with this. It's just
well,
phenomenal.
actually ask Glynn, as busy as he is, because I was not kidding when I said, he's one of the most prolific actors, writers, directors of not only our time, but any time. And pretty much every time I turn on TV, it's either you or Sam Jackson, either in a movie or on a TV series. How do you find time for this, Glynn?
Well, I'm just blessed to have a passion for both horses and cowboy and that way of life, as well as to have a passion as an entertainer. And so I have been blessed to be able to juggle them both and infuse them both into my world. They keep me going, and it's just a passion of doing it. Thank God so far, the horses haven't broken my any bones, and the business hasn't broken my spirit. So I'm so far so good.
Oh,
Blessed.
good for you. And I've got to ask you, because we can't let you go without asking, what's your next project that you're working on?
Well, speaking of Westerns, I think in February, Kevin Costner's Horizon motion picture, Part 2, Saga 2, is which I'm in. It will open shortly in February, and so that's next. And then we have Percy Jackson and the Olympians. That's on Disney,
right?
And that will come out soon. And then I've got a wild one that I just finished with Tyler Perry and Taraji P. Henson. And wait till you see her. Wait till you see her in this one. Okay. And it's called Straw. So, yeah. And then I think this month, a new one with Sterling K. Brown, his new TV series. So,
oh, right.
Yeah. So I've been a little they're all, there's a few things there.
That's why I said every time we turn on the TV, there you are. We love it. Love you dearly, and just love what you have done over the years for our community. People have no idea, but they're about to, because we're going to get this story out there. And we just want to wish you the best. And also, Valerie, for people who might want to catch the rodeo in their city, we will put up like a hashtag or whatever. How do people get tickets for this?
They can go to our website, www.billpicketrodeo.com. They can buy tickets off of our website, and we encourage people to understand, only buy tickets off our website. There are a lot of scammers out there, a lot of people doing not so nice things, but just make sure you buy your tickets off of our website. And we appreciate, if I could just say this, we appreciate the support that we receive from the communities all over the United States. As I indicated earlier, we have a long-term relationship with the LA area. And we want to send our heartfelt love to them and let them know we are going to be doing something in the LA community to those that are affected by this fire. And I want to say thanks to Glynn. As much as he works, he never says no to me. So that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. Well, I would like to thank both of you so much for all you've done for so many years and decades, actually. And Glynn, I know you've got a birthday. We're both Aquarian, so happy birthday, brother.
Hey, happy birthday to you too, sister.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you all the time. And again, thanks you both for joining me on Hollywood Live. And to everybody else out there, our audience, don't forget, take care of yourself and somebody else. We'll see you next time. Thank you.